Good morning guys, and welcome to Damo Drives, bringing real world car reviews and answering some of those questions that maybe other channels aren't talking about. In this video I'm going to show you everything you need to know about the 2021 Seat Tarocco, and also a new feature called Damo's Buying Guide, and I'm going to give you guys 5 things you should really know about this car. So over the course of the video, and I'm going to put chapters for this, so if you are interested in a particular segment you can skip ahead. We're going to talk about styling, practicality, the features and gadgets, the driving experience, the cost of ownership, and at the end what I'm calling this is a score out of 10 called Does Damo Dig It? A bit of fun to see my overall opinion of this car. So if this is the sort of thing you enjoy, please click on the subscribe button because it really does help the channel grow. Give me a thumbs up as well, and if you've got any questions that you want to know, put in the comments down below. So let's get cracking with this video. Let's have a look around the exterior styling of the 2021 Seat Tarocco. Seat's marketing team have been very lucky, I think, when they came up with the idea that they wanted to put out to the public vote what this car should be called. And Tarocco is the Roman name for the city of Tarragonis, which is very near Barcelona. We know what would have happened in the UK because the public over here has an interesting sense of humour because we've done it before. There's a research vessel called Boaty McBoatface. Greenpeace wanted the name of a whale, now that's called Mr. Splashy Pants. And even better than that, there was some maintenance lorries and gritters that they wanted to name. And we have a couple of these. We've got Gary Gritter and Spready Mercury. Oh yes, what great names. I seem to have gone off at a bit of a tangent there when it comes to the name of the vehicle, but I found it funny. Maybe it's my sense of humour. But let's get back on track and we'll talk about the styling. We'll start off with the grille. We've got this large silver piece of aluminium that runs around the outside of the grille. And in the middle we've got these V's with this aluminium colour as well. Lower down here we've got a piece of silver trim, and this is probably the most important part of the car at the front, and this bit, we've got a radar. We'll find out what that radar is used for, and also a parking camera. That helps going forwards, but it's also got a very cool feature, one of my favourites on this car. Again, I'm going to show you that in action, so you have to hang on a bit because that's pretty cool. So we've got brand new LED headlights, running lights, new fog lights, and the actual indicator is integrated into that headlight unit. It looks pretty fab, to be honest. But the overall front of it, I really like it. It's relatively simplistic. We've got some nice sharp angles, so it looks aggressive and stylish, and I personally think at the moment the best looking car in its sector. Being the top of the range model means this comes with the largest wheels available in the range. These surprisingly are actually 20s. It doesn't look that big because it is a big 7-seater car, but it fills it out just about right. It doesn't look too over the top. If you went for the SE spec, that's the base model, that actually comes with 17s. We've got chrome trim running around the windows, chrome on the roof bars as well, and down the bottom we've got a chrome strip that just breaks up the large bulk of the side of the vehicle. Strong swage line running through the door handles as well. At the back we've got large windows here, privacy glass as well, and a smaller window which is to let some light in for the people on the third row. But overall I think it looks really smart. You can certainly see the Volkswagen design here because it looks very VW, very Audi, but for less money, which has got to be a good thing. So let's head on around the back of the Tarocco. For me, the best styling feature has to be the new lights and this single bar that runs across here. It looks brilliant at night. Really, really does look smart. We've got the Seat badge, and under there's another camera. So far we've got a camera at the back, the front, and one on each wing mirror. There's a very clever bit of tech which we'll look at later that's also very, very useful. But just to note, if you went for the lower spec ones, it doesn't come with the camera at the back, but it does come with the parking sensors. But overall, it's a pretty smart looking car. One thing to note, as a feature, at least they're being honest with this one, we have hidden exhaust pipes. You'd think they would sort of be here, but no, that's actually a feature, hidden exhaust pipes. So let's have a look in the boot, because we've got all seats up at the moment, so this in theory could carry 7 people. But what has that done to the boot space? I can use, it's like an easy access type system, so I can waggle my foot underneath the car. So you can imagine I've got my hands full, maybe I've got the shopping or something, whatever you happen to be carrying around. So let's hope this works first time. So you waggle your foot under there. Oh, look at that. Result. Now this is one thing I don't know whether I'm doing something wrong. Please can someone tell me on the comments what I've done here, but it doesn't open all the way. You sort of have to push it the last way. Not sure what that's about. So now we've got the back open, you can see how much space we have here. Well, lack of space. So all I've got in the moment, the fact we've got all 3 rows of seats up, I've got an overnight bag and an aircraft carry-on bag, and that is it, and that has taken up most of the room. But luckily you've got the option to fold these seats down, because I could picture this car being really for 5 people most of the time, and an occasional 7-seater. So we can flip that down, fold that side down, and all of a sudden we've got a very, very good sized boot. And hidden underneath this little panel here, I'll take that off, we've got, whoa, let's see if I can actually, we've got a cover, and that slots in as a parcel shelf as and when you want, and then just hides underneath the floor. That is a great bit of engineering. So in reality, this is a very, very usable 5-seater with the possibility to have 7. So what I'm going to do now is limber up and put these seats back up and try and get in the back. Oh, I'm not looking forward to this bit, trying to get in the back of here. See what happens. It might be more of a laugh for you, I don't think. What's it to just stretch out a bit. Right, let's get this seat down. Got a handle underneath that we can luckily push the seat forward a bit. We can fold that down. That's as far as it goes, so wish me luck. I'm going in. Right, and oh, this is so undignified. I'm in my 40s and I'm crawling around in the, oh, well, I'm in. Well, there is some room. That's actually really surprising. I wouldn't want to be doing long trips in here, and the seat is a little bit forward, but shorter journeys, you'll be all right. Especially if you're younger, this would not be a problem at all. I could picture 5 or 6-year-olds being very, very happy in the back here. My head, obviously, the sloping roofline hits across the top. So yes, you can get in the back. We've even got cup holders over this side. Yeah, I don't want to spend too much time, but yes, you can fit at least one adult in the back. Got to get out now. Oh, it's going to be even more undignified than it was a minute ago. Right. Oh, I think I think something went in my back there. Oh dear. Right. Yeah. Oh, not doing that again. Let's get in the second row of the seats. We'll have a look around there, because I think there's definitely more leg room there. Oh, back in the same door. Oh, certainly getting in the back of this middle seat is so much more dignified than it was in the rear. So what we can do now to get really, really comfortable, because I have still got an inch or so of leg room behind the passenger seat and me, we can actually slide this seat backwards. Obviously, when I tried to get in the back, I had to push this forward. So we've got a handle underneath, and we can slide back. Wonderful. And to get even more comfortable, you can actually recline the seat. So there's a tag you can pull. Oh, not that way, that's very uncomfortable. So you can recline it. So already this is a lovely place for a passenger. We'll go on to these seats as well. On the back we've got a little tray. So that goes up so you can have an iPad to hand. Don't have to put just my iPad on there, anyone's iPad. We've got charging port down here. So interestingly as well, this has got USB type A, I think it is, or B. I apologise, whichever way around. Normal USB, whereas the Leon and the Ateca I've reviewed have gone over to USB type C. So if I was going to own one of those, I'd have to get an adapter for my Apple device. But now, Android users, you need to get an adapter if you were going to own one of these. So that's good. Down here as well, we've got heated seats for both sides here. Great. And we've got the dual zone, tri-zone climate control, sorry. And the controls are there. Now, one thing I really like about this, we'll fold this side up because it shows the point better. So you've got your tray, but there's also a cup holder on the side. What an amazing thought that is, because rather than trying to put a drink up here that will probably fly everywhere, you know, your passengers can just put it in there. That's great, that really is. But overall, the back of this is so comfortable. There's really nice soft materials on the door cards. It's really well put together. We've got a central armrest with more cup holders. I don't know how many drinks you need in the back of this car, but you can have 3, 4, 5 at the moment. But overall, a very, very pleasant place to be. I take my granddaughter around, so I'm glad to see it's got Isofix on both sides. So this would probably be a family car. So if you have got younger children with car seats, you can just clip it in, rather than doing the origami of seat belts to wrap it round and tie your car seat in. But overall, I really, really like it in here. So now it's time to get in the front. We're going to hop. Oh dear. I've done what a friend of mine did, petrol bed. I've locked myself in the back. Child locks. Oh dear, I've done this before as well. Am I never going to learn? So that was a feature I wanted to show you. It's got child locks in the back. So, oh dear, yeah. Cut there. I'll see you in a minute. So I've made it out the back of the car after locking myself in with those child locks. I want to quickly go over the cabin before we take it out on the road. So to start with, we're going to start the car, foot on the brake. We've got a start button down here, pulsing in red. You press that and the digital cockpit loads up along with the control system over here. There's a lot of things you can do in here. I'm going to go over some of them, not everything, because it'd be a very long video and you probably won't be touching about 80 or 90% of this stuff once it's set. So to start with, the digital cockpit in front of me, I love this. It really is classy. You can change what you can see on there by using these controls over on the right hand side. So you can scroll through different looking instruments down here just by pressing the view button. I'm not going to go into all of them. Like I said, you can scroll through what you see in this center section by using these left and right buttons. So we'll leave it on the map because I always think the map looks really cool. Scroll in and out of there. Loads and loads of different customizations you can do there. We've got active cruise control. I'm going to go through that once we're out on the road and how to use it with this stalk under here. Now we'll go across quickly to the infotainment system. So I've driven the Leon, the Ateca, and now this, and each one seems to be slightly different. And what I've found with this one, it seems to be more responsive. I don't know whether it's me, but it does seem a better infotainment system for some reason. So you can press your menu button and it will go through to all these what I call widgets, and you can access various parts of the vehicle. It's very, very easy to use. Well, you've got air conditioning, so you could go in there. This is something, I don't know if anyone would actually use this, and I'll give you a reason in a minute. So you can change the fan speed, the temperature, so you've got buttons here to do that. So where you want, I want high speed air, no, I'm going to turn that down to low. So all of these settings here, you can change what's in the rear. So that's great, easy to use, but it's not as easy to use as this section. Physical buttons for it. You've got buttons for your heated seats, you just press them as opposed to having to fiddle around in here. It's just so much better using this, so I'm very grateful it has got that. But there are certain things in here you would need to do if you want to change some of the the settings. But like I said, I don't think you'll be changing a lot of these, but for example, we can go back here, we could look at vehicle, and you've got different trip information that you can scroll through. You can also show that on this central display here by using this section over on the right, like I explained a bit earlier. So we've got the DSG box in this. It comes in manual as well, and we've got different driving modes. So this is the four-wheel drive version, so we get a couple of extra, and you turn this down here. So the two extra we get, we've got snow and off-road, and with all models it comes with either sport, normal or eco modes. They just sort of change the throttle response. It hasn't got adaptive dampers or anything, so it doesn't really change it massively, but you do have that option. Certainly it would be better if you were if it was snowy to put it in, well, snow mode, for example. I'm not going to be able to test that. Well, I hope I won't, because I really don't want any snow. Over on the left, we've got the toys I absolutely love. One of these is very special, and I'm going to look at that in a lot more detail later on and show you in action, because it's one of my favourite things and one of the things I want to show on Daimo's buying guide. It's one of my items on there. So we've got the controls down the left. Over on the right, we've got an electronic handbrake, and that's about it under here. A place to put your phone. Now, something which is a bit frustrating, there's no wireless charging. It's got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but you have to plug a cable in. Bit frustrating that, not quite sure why it's not an option. Maybe with the next generation of cars it will have that, because the Leon and the Ateca both have wireless charging and wireless Apple CarPlay. Not a massive deal, but something I would have liked to see. A couple of cup holders over here with a drawer on if you want to cover things up. Steering wheel is a really nice size. We've got paddles for the gears, and then the usual, I'm not even going to go through headlights and indicators because it's got those, but it is automatic headlights, automatic windscreen wipers. So very, very pleasant. Seats are absolutely lovely. We've got memory seats on here. We've got electronic controls on the driver's side. All my heated seats on. I think I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to get too warm, but it's such a nice place to be. We'll find out on the road how comfortable this car is. What's the driving like? Door cards, again, soft touch, and nice to rest your elbow on. And overall, it's a lovely place in the front. It was a lovely place in the back, but this front, it really is a pleasant car. So what we're going to do now, we're going to head out onto the road. We've looked at styling, practicality, comfort, boot space, me looking a fool getting right in the back, and that's everything I can do while sitting still. Let's take this out and we're going to talk about some more of the toys. We're going to go through Daimo's buying guide, the 5 things I think you need to know, and we'll discuss cost as well. It's all very well having the best looking car in the world, but if you can't afford it because it is ridiculous, there's no point. So we're going to talk about what this car costs on PCP, servicing costs, tyres, insurance. So some of the less exciting things, but probably some of the most important. So there we go. Let's get going. Out on the road. I hope you've enjoyed episode 1, and if you don't want to miss out on episode 2, please remember to click the subscribe button and notification bell so you'll be alerted as soon as that video comes out.